Welcome to yet another HSP TV. Today is the 21st episode, and today I want to talk to you about loving and accepting yourself unconditionally, because I see in my practice that this is a very important subject for most HSPs. So if you're watching this live, if you're coming into this broadcast, either wave at me or type in your name and where you are from, and I'll give you a shout out, because I always love to connect with the people that are watching. Hi, nice of you to join. So, loving and accepting yourself unconditionally. As HSPs, we have often felt that we are not accepted by our surroundings, that there is something wrong with us, that we are weird or strange just because we belong to the 20% of people that are highly sensitive. 80% of all people is not highly sensitive, and this means that we as highly sensitives meet 4 out of 5 people who are not like us, who don't think like us, who don't act like us, who don't feel like us. And because we meet so many people who are so different from us, we tend to feel like there is something wrong with us, and we feel that we need to change. And that is often what I see in everybody's behavior, that we try to please people, that we try to avoid conflict, that we are afraid to tell people what we really think, or that we are afraid to say no when people ask us to go out to a bar, for instance, when all we want to do is sleep. And this affects how we behave, and this affects how we do, because you can only dream and dream big and achieve goals if you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, then it will be virtually impossible also to love other people. So it's essential that we learn to love ourselves for who we truly are, for who we are deep down in our heart, and that we are not afraid to show this side of ourselves to other people. And when I was younger, I didn't really like myself, and I also didn't really understand myself, because I had reactions to things that I didn't understand, and I could be very sad all of a sudden. And then when people asked me, why are you so sad right now? I couldn't answer those questions because I had no idea. And that made me feel like I didn't really know myself, and like I wasn't able to trust in myself, and that seriously undermined the way I saw myself and also my ability to love myself. I started acting the way I thought my environment wanted me to act. I started doing the things I thought the people around me wanted me to do, and the things that I thought my teachers wanted me to do, the things I wanted my parents to do, or I thought my parents wanted me to do. And I see this with a lot of highly sensitive in my practice, that they exhibit the same behavior. And to me, it's a shame. I also see that a lot of highly sensitive people are ashamed in admitting that they are highly sensitive, because in our society there still is some sort of taboo on saying that you're a sensitive person, on admitting that you might be highly sensitive. And I think being sensitive is one of the most wonderful qualities that there are, because it allows us to have great empathy for other people. We are able to understand where people are coming from. So if you're in a discussion with somebody and they have a totally different opinion from you, you are able to understand why they have that other opinion. You are able to love and support them despite having a different opinion. And this is one of the qualities you won't find in people who are less sensitive. But this society seems to prefer people who are strong. I wrote an article about why highly sensitive men should embrace that they are highly sensitive. And these are topics I also address in that article. Especially highly sensitive men, they have always been taught to be manly, to be strong, to be the caregivers of the family, they're always portrayed as men liking to talk about beer and girls and sports and cars, and a lot of sensitive men, they are not like that. They feel different from those types of men. They feel different from the stereotype men, and they have a hard time really being themselves and loving and accepting themselves unconditionally for who they really are. And a little bit less, but I still see the same thing with highly sensitive women. Even though it's more generally accepted that we are sensitive, and usually we get the remarks, it's probably that time of the month, which is an expression that is not really great to hear if you're a woman and it's not that time of the month and you're just being yourself. And all these signals, they give us the feeling that it's not okay to be who we are, that it's not okay to love yourself, to accept yourself. And what I get back from all the articles that I write and the videos that I make is that a lot of people, they write me or they send me messages saying, thanks to you, I finally came out of the closet. And just saying that, coming out of the closet, is usually a phrase that people reserve for telling that they are gay or a lesbian. And it tells me that there's still a really big taboo on admitting even to yourself, even in private, that you are a sensitive person. But being sensitive is nothing to be ashamed for. When you learn to love and accept yourself for who you really are, you can stop feeling overwhelmed. You can stop feeling exhausted all the time. And you can stop feeling unhappy. Because you will then embrace who you really are with every aspect, every trait, every characteristic, every hobby, every quirky, funny little thing that goes along with it. That's what it means to truly and unconditionally accept and love yourself for who you are. And that is my mission. My mission for highly sensitive people is that we truly love and accept ourselves unconditionally, so that we can be our authentic selves, so that we can live the life that we've always wanted, so that we can be proud of who we are, so that we can be proud of the quirky little things that we might have. And that is also why it is so important that I spread this message and that other people, other sensitive people hear this message. So if you're watching and if you can feel what I'm saying, then please share this video with as many people as possible, because I want to make being sensitive socially acceptable. And I'm not the only one who wants this. There are a lot of other therapists and coaches and sensitive healers that also want the same thing. And we all unite in this mission. And especially to create this mission, I created an online HSP community. It's a community where sensitive people can join and can experience the pleasures and the joys of unconditionally accepting and loving yourself for who you are. I will add massive valuable content to the online community. There will be videos, there will be articles, there will be polls, but more importantly, you will be able to connect with other people who are like you. Other sensitive men who experience the same things in their work environment as you are experiencing. And the sensitive men that are watching this video, you know that I'm talking about you. And please no longer be ashamed for who you are, because I think you are one of the most wonderful men that exist. And the same goes also for all you women that are watching, because highly sensitive to me is the most precious gift that I have received. And it didn't used to be that way. I didn't like myself when I was younger. I didn't accept myself when I was younger. And that meant that I let people walk all over me, that I didn't put up boundaries. I didn't set my limits. I didn't guard my limits. I tried to please everybody in order to get them to like me. I tried to do a lot of things that basically went over my limits just to be appreciated, to be accepted, to be invited into what I saw as a desirable community. And nowadays, a lot of people are self-absorbed, but that's not the same as loving yourself. Posting a selfie picture of yourself on Facebook every day, or even 20, 30 times a day, as I see so many people do, it does not mean that you love yourself then, because then your self-respect and your self-confidence is measured by the amount of people that like your photo or that like your post. Loving and accepting yourself unconditionally also brings so much peace. You don't have to be somebody else than who you really are. You don't have to be better. You don't have to do things that don't suit you, that you don't like to do in order to get people to like you. It's rewarding, and it's, yeah, how can I express this in a correct way? Since I accept and love myself unconditionally, magical things start to happen. I start to attract the right kind of people in my life. It used to be that every time somebody was nice to me, I would call them my friend, because I was so desperate to be accepted. I was so desperate for friends, that if you were nice to me, you were my friend, and I would lay down my life for you. I would do anything and everything for you just because you wanted to be my friend. And a lot of sensitive people are the same, do the same, and it's costing you yourself. I also used to not like the way I looked, because I also thought I was not pretty enough. I was called fat for a huge part of my life, which also didn't help in the image I had of myself. And then there was the abuse in my childhood, which made me feel that I was not good enough, that I was not lovable enough, that I was not granted a place in this world. And I always had the feeling I had to fight for everything. And all of that is gone now. I am now happy. I give a lot less about what people think of me. I am my own person. And I think for you, it's also really important to be or to become your own person without feeling guilty about it. And that's what loving and accepting yourself unconditionally does for you. So if you struggle with this concept, please check out my online community at www.patreon.com/HSPCoachBarbara. I will post the link below the video so that you can see it. And connect with other people who are like you, who struggle with the same things, because for me, that was really valuable, reading about other people's experiences and finding out that I was not weird, that I was not strange, that more people experienced the same things. It felt like I was finally coming home to myself, and it was a huge step in accepting and loving myself for who I truly am. So check out the community if you haven't already done so. And if you feel like this is a constant struggle in your life and you want to end it for once and for all, then I would like to offer you a free HSP clarity call. In that call, we can look at where you are now, where you want to go, what obstacles or what limiting beliefs are preventing you from reaching your goal, and which steps you can take to reach that goal, including loving yourself and accepting yourself without conditions. If you want to take me up on my offer for a free coaching session, then please go to www.tobeimbalance.com/yes, and to be in balance is with the number 2. The link will also be down there again. And take me up on my offer, because I would so love to help you. I want you to experience all the wonderful things that I am experiencing now. I want you to feel what it feels like when you truly love yourself, when you no longer have to hide yourself from the rest of the world, when you no longer have to be somebody that you're not, talk about things that don't interest you, do things that don't give you energy. That is what I want for you. So take me up on my offer for the free coaching and check out the community for all the other wonderful things and stuff that I have to offer. So this was this week's HSP TV. I hope it was valuable to you. In HSP TV, I answer questions from all my viewers that you might have. So if you have questions regarding certain topics, then email them to me at info@tobeimbalance.com with the